Welcome students of class 5. Today in this video we'll be discussing a chapter from your semester B book called Air and Water, chapter number 10. So please open your book to page number 217 so that you can follow the chapter or the video very easily. Okay. The first topic that we have under the chapter is about air, right? So what is air? Of course, we all know air is the primary thing that makes life possible on earth. It is because of air we are able to breathe oxygen, right? Because oxygen is the part of air. It is everywhere, though we cannot see it. Of course, we cannot see air, but we can feel it, right? In these days, since the temperature is very high and it is very hot, every time you turn on the fan, the wind pressure that you feel in your body, that is the movement of air, right? So, even though we cannot see air, we can feel it. The moving of air is called wind. After that, the fourth point that we have is the earth is surrounded by a blanket of air which we call the atmosphere. Okay, atmosphere means what? If you look at this diagram or this picture, you can see that here this is the globe and surrounding it is atmosphere. Okay, what is this atmosphere? It is filled with gases. Okay, if there is no atmosphere, all these gases, all air like oxygen, carbon dioxide, they will escape away from the earth, and hence we won't have anything to breathe in. Plants won't have carbon dioxide to do photosynthesis. So it is because of the atmosphere all these air are locked inside in this circle, and this circle, this sphere that surrounds the earth is called atmosphere. The atmosphere extends about 600 kilometers from the surface of the earth. That means here from the surface means this is the surface, right? From here up to here the distance is 600 kilometers. That is a very large distance. So after this, next we go to the topic about the parts of atmosphere. Even our atmosphere is also divided into many layers, 5 layers to be exact. What are they? They are troposphere, stratosphere, mesosphere, thermosphere and exosphere. Troposphere is the bottom one, that is near the earth's surface. Here is where we live. Okay, suppose this is you, and then the air around here, the layer of the atmosphere is troposphere. Above it is stratosphere. Okay, after stratosphere next we have is mesosphere. Mesosphere is the middle part. Mesosphere is the middle part. After mesosphere next we have is thermosphere, and the outermost layer is exosphere. We will discuss each of these layer in details. So the first one that we have is troposphere. I'll read out first. Troposphere is the first layer nearest to the earth. See, this is the earth. Okay, here this troposphere is the nearest. See, you can see all these airplanes, birds and all those things. It starts at the earth's surface and extends up to 15 kilometers high. That means from the earth's surface the distance is, the height is how much? 15 kilometers. 15 kilometers. Temperature decreases with height. That means as you go higher and higher, the temperature will keep on decreasing. You must have seen or noticed in mountains, right? Suppose the Mount Everest, the very top of the mountain, it is always covered with snow, right? Because at the top of the mountain the temperature is very low. That's why if you go higher and higher in altitude or in height, the temperature will keep on decreasing in troposphere. As you climb higher, the temperature drops from about 17 to minus 52 degrees Celsius. Minus 52 degrees Celsius, that means very, very cold. It is even smaller than 0 degrees Celsius. Alright, after troposphere, next we have is stratosphere. A stratosphere is the second layer. Stratosphere starts just above the troposphere and extends up to 50 kilometers. You can look here. The layer size is 50 kilometers high. Approximately 90% of the atmosphere ozone. Now this may be a new term for you. Ozone is a gas. I will simplify it by calling it a gas. It is a gas that is present in the troposphere. This gas traps the temperature, okay, I mean the heat that the earth receives from the sun. For now, you just remember that ozone is a gas that occurs in the stratosphere. That means this ozone gas is present in the stratosphere. The temperature in this region increases, see, gradually to minus degrees Celsius due to absorption of ultraviolet radiation. All this may be a new term for you. Here you look, ultraviolet radiation means what? Suppose here is the sun. It radiates out heat, right? Every time we get heat from the sun. So the sun will give heat. And some of this heat are very harmful to us. Those harmful part of those heat we call as ultraviolet rays or radiation. Okay. If this ultraviolet radiation touches our skin may develop into skin cancer. Alright. But because ozone is present in the stratosphere, they absorbs all this ultraviolet radiation into themselves, and as a result we are protected from ultraviolet rays. And also because they absorb this ultraviolet radiation, the temperature in this area will also increase, okay, slightly. Earlier in case of troposphere, here see it decreased, right? Here you look 17 to minus 52 degrees Celsius. Up to minus 52 degrees Celsius it decreased. But in case as you reach in stratosphere, the temperature increased up to minus degrees Celsius. Why did it increase? Because there is a presence of ozone, okay, ozone gas. And this ozone gas absorbs the heat called ultraviolet radiation that it receives from the sun. It absorbs it all into themselves, and as a result the temperature increase over this region. So after stratosphere, next we have is mesosphere. Mesosphere is the middle layer, right? In mesosphere the temperature again falls down, okay. Here you look, in this region the temperature again falls as low as 90 degrees Celsius due to the increase of altitude. That means the characteristic of mesosphere is almost similar with troposphere, okay, the first layer. See, if you look at this diagram, in troposphere temperature will decrease as you go high in altitude or height. And then as soon as you reach stratosphere, again the temperature will increase. In stratosphere the temperature will decrease. In stratosphere if you go up, the temperature will increase. And as soon as you reach mesosphere, again the temperature will decrease. You can see the alternating phenomenon or event in these layers. Mesosphere starts just above the stratosphere. This is the stratosphere, above it is mesosphere, right? And it extends to 85 kilometers high. That means the size of the mesosphere is 85 kilometers. Now after mesospheres, next we have is thermosphere. I'll read out. Thermosphere starts just above mesosphere. Again above thermosphere, here above mesosphere we have thermosphere, that is this area. It is, what is the size? 600 kilometers. If you compare it to the rest, this one is the largest layer. In this layer, that is in thermosphere, the temperature increases, okay, again as you go high in altitude. So see, in troposphere it decreases if you go high, in stratosphere it increases, again in mesosphere it decreases, but in thermosphere again it increases. See, you can see all this alternating. First it is down, then up, again down, then up. The temperature in this region can go as high as 1727 degrees Celsius. That is very, very, very hot, okay? Unimaginably very hot. So that means in this layer the temperature is very, very high. Then after thermosphere, the last we have is exosphere. Exosphere is the outermost layer. Exosphere is on top of the thermosphere and continue until it merges with the space. That means after exosphere, next will come space, right? That means emptiness. The Earth atmosphere becomes very thin in this layer. The Earth atmosphere will be very, very thin. That means it will not have a lot of gaseous molecules in it. Not much. Okay, not much gas is present in the exosphere. All right. So we have the uses of atmosphere. That means how does atmosphere helps us? Atmosphere traps energy, okay, maintains a suitable temperature to live on Earth. See, if there is no atmosphere, of course oxygen will also be not there, but apart from that, the Earth will also become very, very cold because heat will not be trapped inside the atmosphere. See, if you look at this diagram, heat will come from the sun, right? And if there is no atmosphere, this heat can escape easily, right? But because atmosphere is present, all the heat that you get from the sun, it will go like this. It will keep on bouncing inside, and as a result the Earth will be a little warmer for life to exist. Next point we have is there is an ozone layer, and if you remember, where is ozone present? Ozone is present in the stratosphere. It seals, okay, seals means protect the Earth from sun's harmful ultraviolet rays. Ultraviolet rays are the harmful heat that you get from the sun. It protects us from those ultraviolet rays. Next we have is atmosphere contains oxygen, obviously, and because of this oxygen, organisms are able to do respiration. That means they are able to breathe. Even plants can do photosynthesis because carbon dioxide is present in the atmosphere. And lastly, we have atmosphere shields the Earth from being hit by meteors. Meteors means rocks that are present in the space, okay, outside. That is, you may have seen in movies and all these rocks, they will have a trail of smokes or fire at the backside like this. Stones, they will go. So what happens is that this atmosphere, they will protect us from them, okay. If a meteorite comes towards Earth, all right, suppose it is coming, some of these meteorites will get burned up in the atmosphere, because if you remember, in case of thermosphere, the temperature is very high in this area. So as meteorites will come, all of it, like some size, considerable size, they will get burned out, all right, and as a result it will not reach the surface of Earth. They will all burn up in this area, in the thermosphere area. Okay, then with this I will conclude the video. Thank you for watching.